Andy Katz here for NCAA.com and March Madness with some A10 predictions. Let's start with the player of the year. Well, last season it was Dayton's John Axel Goodmanson. I'm going to keep the award in Davidson, but this time go to Kellen Grady. They've got a great backcourt with Grady and John Axel Goodmanson, but this time I'm thinking that Grady will win player of the year in the A10. Freshman of the year, well, it was a big pickup for Matt McCall at UMass. He got Trey Mitchell, big forward, and if the Minutemen are to move up in the A10, a lot will have to do with Mitchell having an outstanding freshman season for UMass. My most underrated player, let's go to the Bonnies. Kyle Lofton from St. Bonaventure, one of the better guards in the conference, maybe in the Northeast, but gets no pub. We're giving it to him here. Kyle Lofton, the most underrated player in the Atlantic 10. All right, 5 games that I think we're going to have a major impact for A10 teams trying to get in the NCAA tournament in the non-conference. Let's start at number 1. Rhode Island is at Maryland on November 9th. Now, Maryland, top 5 type team. Can't expect the Rams to go in there and win, but I think we'll learn a lot about URI, bringing back Fats Russell in that game against Maryland in College Park early in the season. And number 2, VCU taking on Purdue in Niceville, Florida. That's November 29th. Anytime you can get a team like Purdue on a neutral floor and you're VCU, you got a great opportunity to pick up a key non-conference win. VCU has a big-time home game against LSU on November 13th. So that is before that Purdue matchup. Could give them some momentum going into that Purdue game if they can knock off LSU at home in Richmond. At number 4, let's go down to the Orlando Invitational. I've said this time and time again. The first game in these 3-game non-conference neutral tournaments are crucial. Crucial. That game is so crucial. So Davidson's taking on Marquette on November 28th in Orlando. Win that game, and now Davidson's in the winner's bracket. More than likely, you got a chance to take on 2 or 3 teams that could end up in the NCAA tournament. And number 5. Dayton taking on Colorado in Chicago on December 21st. I've got Colorado as one of the top 4 teams in the Pac-12. They may have the Pac-12 Player of the Year. At least I'm predicting it will be in McKinley Wright IV. McKinley Wright IV, by the way, was supposed to go to Dayton. Archie Miller then goes to Indiana. He couldn't follow him to Indiana. So here you've got McKinley Wright, where he was going to go to Dayton, going against his, you can't say his old team, but a team he was supposed to play for, okay, playing for Colorado. It's going to be a big-time matchup in Chicago, Dayton, Colorado. Now, my bold prediction out of the A10 is I'm seeing a bid stealer here. This has happened before in the A10, if you remember. Davidson has done it. This year, I'm looking for Davidson and VCU to be already in the field when we get to Selection Sunday. This final is on Sunday. I think you're going to look at a scenario where one of these teams will be playing in that A10 title game. Dayton, Rhode Island, St. Bonaventure, Richmond. One of those 4 could be taking on either Davidson or VCU and stealing a bid. But I think you're going to have as many as 6 teams in that final week and a half looking to potentially make a run to the NCAA tournament with a legitimate chance. That's how much deeper the A10 is this season.